What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's Saturday, November the 18th. We got 6 games on today's schedule. Some interesting games. We're going to break them all down and see if we can come up with some good picks in those games. Before we get started, guys, I want to talk about yesterday. Just briefly, usually I don't like talking about previous days. It's just something that I don't like to focus on the past, whether it's winners, losers, or anything, because I just like to focus on what's in front of me because we can't change the past. But I'm going to talk briefly about yesterday. If you recall, in yesterday's video, I talked about how we have a lot of big favorites, road favorites, just some big numbers overall in the schedule, and that it looked very tricky, and that I expected some of those favorites to lose straight up. Usually on days like this, at least one or two of these big favorites lose. Usually they kill the parlays. Yesterday, guys, every single big favorite pretty much came through. Unless you count the Nuggets weren't that big of a favorite. They're the only team that pretty much lost straight up. Everything else came through. Our Clippers Rockets bet. We had the Clippers with a 7.5 point line. I talked about how I expected them to either cover or lose straight up. They ended up just covering the spread. I know there was a ton of money on the Rockets with the points. A very logical play. That didn't work. Now, is there anything to learn from yesterday? In my opinion, absolutely nothing. It just happens. Sometimes we get some pretty random results, and things just don't go our way. What we do, we just take it on the chin and just keep going forward. This is one of the reasons usually I don't like focusing on past days or what we did on previous bets. Just keep looking forward, and this is what we're going to do exactly today. The strategy is going to remain the same because, look, if you guys start second guessing yourselves, you go down some rabbit holes that are not very good. You start stressing, and like I said, you start second guessing yourself. Most of the times, guys, things can get ugly. We stay focused here, we're stoic, and we keep going with our strategy until the very end. Why? Because it has been working. That's why. So anyways, guys, with that little pep talk out of the way, let's take a look at tonight's action, guys. Interesting games. Let's break them all down and see if we can come up with some winners today. Let's go. In our first game of the night, we got the New York Knicks in Charlotte taking on the Hornets. The Knicks currently 6.5 point road favorites. I had them favored by 5.5 points. The Knicks 7-5 on the year, 2 games above 500. On an uptrend, they've won 5 out of their last 6 ball games. They have started to put the ball in the basket. At the beginning of the year, they did have trouble scoring the ball. They've been holding their opposition to low scoring totals, one of the best defenses in the league, just at 104 points per game. The Knicks playing well and on an uptrend. 2 players on the injury report, Quentin Grimes, RJ Barrett, both of them missed last night. They're listed as questionable for tonight. We've got to monitor their status closer towards tip-off. The Charlotte Hornets are 3-8 on the year, 5 games below 500. 3-game losing streak, have lost 5 out of their last 6, obviously on a downtrend. Last night, they were in action at home against the Milwaukee Bucks. Were competitive for about a half. In the second half, they got blown out of the water by the Bucks, gave up 130 points. Another loss for the Hornets. They did get Miles Bridges back in that game. He scored 17 off the bench. It looked pretty solid. LaMelo Ball had a big game, scored 35 points, if I'm not mistaken. 37 points, 12 for 28 shooting. He was getting the shots up. The Hornets, guys, now in this game, how do I see this playing out? I think this is going to be a Knicks kind of game. This number, though, does kind of trouble me a bit. I think it could be close going down to the wire with that 6.5 point line. I do expect the Knicks to control the tempo of this game. What I'm going to do in this game, guys, I'm going to take a play on the total, and I'm going to go with the under 223.5. I think it's going to be low scoring. It's going to be the second night of back-to-back for both teams. The Knicks play some great defense. They might not be able to score 120 some odd points like they did yesterday in Washington. This could be low scoring. I'm going to take the under 223.5 in this game. Up next, we got the Minnesota Timberwolves in New Orleans taking on the Pelicans. The Timberwolves currently 5.5 point road favorites. I also had them favored by 5.5. The Timberwolves 8-3 on the year, 3rd place in the Western Conference. Just got a 7-game winning streak snapped in their last game against the Phoenix Suns. Dropped that by 18 on the road. It was a tough spot for Minnesota there. It was a second night of back-to-back for them after playing a very emotional game in Golden State. A letdown spot. Minnesota dropped that by 18. No harm, no foul. The team is, in general, still uptrending. On the injury report, nothing to report here. Everybody should be available. The Pelicans are 6-6 on the year. On a short little 2-game winning streak, they snapped out a little funk that they were in, picked up 2 wins against very good opponents, beat Dallas up by 21, and last night took out the defending champs in what was a pretty close game. New Orleans did have control throughout, though. I would say it was a wire-to-wire win. Now, in this ball game, guys, what am I going to do here? It is the second night of a back-to-back for New Orleans. They have been showing some pretty good signs of an uptrend. When they get hot, they are a pretty streaky team. When they win, they can go on streaks. When they lose, they go on losing streaks. Now, they have won 2 straight games. I know the Timberwolves still an uptrend. They're rested. No injuries. They got a lot going for them. In this ball game, guys, the 5.5 points are accurate according to my estimate. I'm going to take a shot here with the Pelicans. I think they can keep the game competitive again tonight. Let's take them here with the plus 5.5. Up next, we've got the Miami Heat in Chicago taking on the Bulls. The Heat currently 3.5-point road favorites. I had them favored by 4 points. Miami 8-4 on the year, on a 7-game winning streak. Obviously on an uptrend. On the injury report, nothing new to report. Everybody that's been playing during this winning streak is expected to play in tonight's game. They're coming in rested and with momentum. The Chicago Bulls, on the other hand, 4-9 on the year, 5 games below 500 on a 3-game losing streak. Obviously on a downtrend. They're coming off 2 straight losses at home against the Orlando Magic. Both games were competitive, going down to the wire. Orlando made the big plays in both those games. Chicago dropped them both. They're currently on a 3-game losing streak. Like I said, on the injury report, nothing new to report. Now, last minute, guys, they're going to be on the second night of back-to-back Chicago. We could have some last-minute surprises, but as of now, everyone that played yesterday should be playing again tonight. Now, in this game, guys, how am I going to see this playing out? The Miami Heat, of course, big winning streak, 3.5-point line here. They are the favorites in this game. What does kind of trouble me here, guys, is what I remember for the Bulls last year when they play against some of the top-tier teams in the league at home. They would do very well. They won a lot of games against some of the better ball clubs last year. Now, Miami, of course, does fit into this category. They are 8-4 on the year. Last year's NBA finalists. This is a big game for the Chicago Bulls. As crazy as this looks, guys, I'm going to take Chicago here with the plus 3.5. I think they can pull off a surprise in this game, even though everything looks stacked against them. I'm going to take them here with the plus 3.5. Up next, we got the Dallas Mavs in Milwaukee taking on the Bucks. Bucks currently 2-point. Home favorites have been favored by 3.5 points. Dallas 9-3 on the year, tied for first in the Western Conference. Obviously on an uptrend, team playing well. Very good start to the season for Dallas. On the injury report, nothing new to report here. They're going to be coming into tonight's game rested and at full strength. The Milwaukee Bucks, 8-4 on the year, currently on a 3-game winning streak. They have been playing well. Looks like they are starting to put things together, guys, especially on the defensive end. Last night they were in action. Tonight is going to be the second night of a back-to-back for them against a high-scoring Charlotte Hornets team. They held the Hornets to just 99 points. Very impressive while scoring 130 themselves. Second night of back-to-back. We know the Bucks are a veteran ball club. Looks like Adrian Griffin, the coach, managed the starters' minutes. Brook Lopez played 33, Damian Lillard 31. Giannis only played 28 minutes. He spread the time with his bench players too. Bobby Portis logged in 30, Connaughton 31. So the legs shouldn't be that tired, even though, guys, like I said, they are one of the older teams in the league. Second night of back-to-back. Also, we know the Bucks do tend to do some load management. Usually with Chris Middleton, we have to monitor the injury report for the Bucks, even though at the moment, nothing new there. In this game, guys, I'm going to take Dallas in this game, just for the simple fact, guys, that they are rested. They are playing well. The Bucks, I'm not sure yet if they are going to rest some players. They are playing well. This is a tough spot, but I kind of like the Mavs here on the road with the plus 2. Up next, we got the Memphis Grizzlies in San Antonio taking on the Spurs. The Grizzlies currently 2.5-point road favorites. I had them favored by a point. Memphis 2-9 on the year, worst record in the NBA. Obviously on a downtrend, the team has been decimated with injuries. And to add to those injuries, guys, we've got 3 new players that are going to be added to the list. Marcus Smart, the biggest name out of these players, 3 to 5 weeks is going to be missing. He sprained his ankle pretty bad in the team's previous game. Luke Kennard also going to be out with a left knee bruise. Xavier Tillman, who recently came back, the team is slowly trying to get him back into game shape. He's going to miss tonight with some load management, which means, guys, the Grizzlies are going to have to go deep into the bench. Some of the younger guys are going to have to fill the void, and they're going to get their opportunities. Grizzlies, guys, 2-9 on the year. very bad. San Antonio Spurs, not really too much better themselves. 3-9 on the year on a 7-game losing streak. This is also going to be the second night of a back-to-back for San Antonio. They were in action last night against Sacramento Kings. Actually jumped all over the Kings early. We've seen this pattern with the Spurs this year. They built some big leads just to give them up. Always at the end seem to be falling short. Devin Vassell missed last night's game. Not expected to play tonight either. Second night of back-to-back now, guys. How do I see this game playing out? Second night of back-to-back for San Antonio. Like I've talked about before, this is very tough for the rookie, Victor Wembanyama. He's not used to playing these games quite yet. Very early in the season. I expect in the second half of the year, his body will get used to these back-to-backs and these like 3 games in 4-night sets. But as of now, I think it's still early. I know the Grizzlies struggling with injuries, but they are coming in rested. I think they still have enough guys. Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr., quality ball players. They should be able to, along with the young guys that are coming in, they should be able to take care of business. Then I'm going to take him here with the -2.5. This is a very ugly ball game, guys. Most likely, I won't be putting any action on this game, and I recommend probably it would be a good idea for none of you guys to put any action on this game either. But in this game, I do give the edge to Memphis. -2.5, my pick in this game. And in our last game of the night, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder in Golden State taking on the Warriors. The Thunder, 2.5-point road favorites. I had them favored by 3. The Thunder are 8-4 on the year. Very good start for them on a 3-game winning streak. Healthy, playing well, coming into this game. Momentum. It's going to be a second game between these two teams. They played against each other just a couple of nights ago. The Golden State Warriors, 6-7 on the year. 1 game below 500 on a 5-game losing streak. Struggling with some missing players. Most notably, of course, Steph Curry's missed the last 2. Also expected to miss tonight. Knee soreness. I'm guessing probably about a week or so he will be back. Draymond Green going to be serving the second game of a 5-game suspension. Klay Thompson, guys, not playing well. He shot just 1 for 10 in the game against the Thunder on Thursday. Will he shoot like that again? Probably not. Expect a better game out of him. Now, in this ball game, guys, the Thunder on Thursday won that game by 19. Shot lights out. 19 for 32 from 3, which is like pretty much almost 60%. Tough to lose when you're hitting 60% from threes. They are the better ball club, guys. They are healthy. They are playing well. The Golden State Warriors are struggling with injuries. 5-game losing streak. This 2.5-point line looks easy, and I am going to pick the Thunder here with this -2.5. Even though, guys, I have a gut feeling that this does look like a very square play, but I just can't see anything that can convince me to take a play on the Warriors here. The chances are I'm going to stay completely away from this game. I might just watch it just for entertainment purpose to see what's going to happen. But the Thunder, guys, 2.5 points, my pick in this game. And this is what I got for you guys today on this Saturday, November the 18th, and the 6-game schedule. Interesting matchups. We broke each one of them down, did our analysis, got our picks, and we are ready to go. As usual, an hour before tip-off, guys, I will be posting my best bet of the day down as a pinned comment on this video. Also on my Twitter, at Pick'emNBABets down here if you guys want to give me a follow. And before I wrap the video up, guys, I'm going to say this one more time. Keep your emotions out of your betting. Remain stoic. We have a strategy here. We're focused. We keep our emotions out of everything. This is one of the weapons that the books like to use against us. I've said this plenty of times. They want us to get down on ourselves when we lose. They want us to get really excited when we win. That's not what we do here. We're focused every day. We're cool, and we just see what's in front of us and go with our strategy. This is the best advice that I can give you guys. I'm going to keep stressing it over and over again. It's very important. More important, guys, than any tips I give on this site, any picks on the games, any of that. The most important thing, guys, is controlling your mind when looking at all this stuff. And now, guys, with all that out of the way, we did our analysis. I gave you guys my little pep talk. I'm going to wrap the video up now. Good luck on your plays, guys. I will see you again in tomorrow's video. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. Peace.